Thank you very much. Great to see you all here. We'll get on to the AGM bit in a couple of seconds. But first, let's start with some positive stuff. My name's Alistair. I'm president of the Chamber. In my spare time, I run a small ferry company down at Heysham Port. And I think this is a fantastic area, and I love it here. And I think this is a great example of the Chamber maybe doing things a bit differently, all organised about half an hour ago when we realised the aircon wasn't working too well in the room over there. So, hurriedly pulled together. Thank you for Coherent Software for providing the stand I'm stood at, so thank you for that. And we're 121 years old, the Chamber, today. It's our 21st or our 121st. We're coming of age. And a couple of years ago, I don't know, I think the Chamber had a really strong foundation, but maybe was getting itself a little bit out of shape. Maybe we lacked a bit of challenge, maybe we lacked a bit of drive, and maybe we weren't performing to the best of our ability. And that actually was pretty similar to myself. I was lacking a bit of drive, I was somewhat heavier than I should have been, and I wasn't really setting myself too many personal challenges. I tried to change that this year by doing a small cycle ride, and entered the Fred Whitton Challenge, which is a 113-mile bike ride around the Lake District. And for me, I'm a fairly simple guy when it comes to business. For me, getting ready for that cycling event was relatively simple. I needed to set myself a goal of doing it, and I need to visualise a positive outcome and tell myself that I would do it. And then, of course, I needed to do a small bit of training to ensure that I wasn't an embarrassment to my family on the day. And it worked, and I got around the course in 9 hours, and in the process raised £6.5 for charity, and thank you to everyone that donated towards that. But the reason I'm telling you that story is it's actually quite similar to the Chamber, because what we've done in the Chamber in the last 12 months is we've set ourselves some maybe more challenging goals. As a board, we've agreed those targets, and we've all visualised a positive outcome to that. And thank you to the Chamber board, thank you to the Chamber team for making it happen. But actually on the cycling event, the one thing that made the difference on the day, I did the training, I visualised the positive outcome, I bought a new bike, much to my wife's kind of dismay. But on the day, the thing that made the difference, the thing that got me round, was the fact that I was doing that ride with 2,500 other people. And actually, when you cut through the crap and look at what the Chamber does, what the Chamber actually does is bring a load of us together who have a similar goal, who have a similar aim. And okay, we're not all cycling around the Lake District, but what we're doing is trying to push this area forward collectively and support each other with networking events like this. So, I think it's really great to see. I'm absolutely convinced that we've refound our mojo, we've refound our kind of entrepreneurial spirit within the Chamber. If you excuse the language, I think we've done some pretty epic shit this year. And I think we've had some fun along the way, and don't disregard kind of how important fun is in business, because certainly in C-Truck we try and have a lot of fun. And I've no doubt that we're going to do some really good stuff over the next 12 months, but it's not actually about the Chamber team, it's not about the Chamber board. We're only able to get around that cycling event because you guys are with us. So before we go any further, just give yourselves a big round of applause. It's really great to see the support that you give us and each other. So thank you very much. And now, after all that really positive stuff, I've got to lead us through an AGM. For anyone that knows me well, I'm not a great fan of meetings, generally. There are 4 senior managers within C-Truck Ferries. 1 sits in each of our 4 ports. And the last time we all sat down in a room together at the same time was 6.5 years ago. So meetings aren't absolutely my thing. The guy that should be here doing this couldn't be here, so bear with me as I try and get through this as quickly as I possibly can. As Melania says to Donald Trump most evenings, if we have to do this, then at least make it quick. Of course, this is an open process, and you are more than welcome to ask questions during the process. There'll be a time for questions in the AGM. If you're too afraid to ask in this public forum, please grab us and ask anything you want afterwards. Just bear in mind, the more questions you ask, the longer you have to wait for lunch. So.